And parallel worlds? That is even less possible. So if that's the case...
Are you saying that we did actually find her dead and she was actually dead the whole time, and every time we've seen her alive since, she wasn't real? But then what about everyone else that saw her with us? You mean...
You mean...
You've got it.
I bolted into the warehouse like I was shot out of a gun.
The corpse is completely frozen. Getting a more thorough look would require removing the cloth. However, we would not want to be disrespectful. You can use a certain vision mode instead.
Is that no bones?
I don't believe it.
The stomach is swollen slightly.
What?
She appears to have been pregnant.
What?
Do not worry. The uterus does not contain
How?
fetus.
Huh?
You mean after she was killed?
No, the fetus was not present in her body when she was killed. She must have been killed after giving birth. The
What?
distended stomach does not immediately shrink after birth. The expanded uterus takes some time to return to its normal size. This evidence makes one thing perfectly obvious.
This corpse isn't Iris. It's someone else.
Which means...
Iris is still alive.
Not necessarily. She could be alive. We haven't confirmed that yet. Multiple stab wounds with a single-edged, sharp object to the victim's back. Judging by the size and shape of the marks, the weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. This matches what you said on Sunday.
Yep.
So this is the body I saw then.
Yes, this is the body you saw then, which I came to the conclusion of. And this is the same body that Mizuki had in her Somnium, which means also that Mizuki has seen this body in this position before we found it like this.
Is there an estimated time of death?
Impossible to determine.
Because frozen.
This body has been completely frozen for at least 10 years.
10 years?
10 years? She was killed more than 10 years ago?
Exactly. Her identity is unknown. Her killer is also unknown. But there is one likely suspect.
Who?
Let's consider the clues. The scene. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
Renju.
Sunday night, we saw So here.
Also.
And there is something else about So Sejima. We witnessed someone similar to Iris being stabbed repeatedly in So's Somnium.
But it wasn't Iris. It was this woman.
That is highly likely.
Could this be...
was So's memory from more than 10 years ago.
I believe that is the case.
Could this be Iris's real mum? Murdered just after giving birth to Iris?
Renju and So?
But we still do not know where Renju is.
That means that we need to talk to
So Sejima.
Mizuki and Ota kept searching for Iris, but unfortunately they didn't turn up anything. Iris's whereabouts are still unknown. I'm worried about her, but without any leads, we'd just be looking for her blindly. I should focus on the investigation for now. When was it that MoMA gave Iris the tracking chip? It must have been after that split in the timeline. It will eventually lead me to Iris, I'm sure of it. With that in mind, I headed to So's mansion.
I thought I told you, never to show your face here again.
Question.
I didn't come here for Shoko today. I didn't come here for Iris either. Instead, I'm here for a girl who looks like Iris. Did you kill her?
Date, look.
I knew it. You killed her, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've had enough of your shit, Congressman! You wanted to check on the body of the girl you killed. That's why you were at the cold storage warehouse 2 days ago.
And that's probably when he moved the body.
Where is Renju Okiura? You know where he is, don't you? You were at an Okiura fishery warehouse for a reason. There's definitely a connection between you two.
Not necessarily.
And that's not all. Number 89 called your secretary. The same number 89 that Renju escaped with. Now tell me, where is Renju?
Suddenly, a gang of bodyguards stormed out of the mansion. In an instant, they surrounded me.
We'd like to ask you to please leave.
Damn it, So!
There's nothing we can do. We did arrive without a warrant. We were technically trespassing. If he had called the police, we would be in a predicament.
True.
We would have been detained immediately.
Yep.
Who would look after Iris then? Do you intend to leave your responsibility with Mizuki and Ota?
Ugh.
Calm down, Date. We still have our lead.
Lead?
Before I explain, we need to discuss the corpse in the cold storage warehouse. Let's give her a name. Because she is frozen solid, we could call her All Ice or Alice. What do you think?
A
Alice
reference
and
to
Iris. I believe it fits nicely.
All right, Alice.
reference
What
to the
about her?
nunnery games.
Someone might be able to identify her.
Who?
Allow me to ask you 3 questions.
Again with this?
First question. You have seen this corpse more than twice. 3 times, in fact.
Yep.
When was the first time?
Mizuki's Somnium. I don't know the day it was. I'm going to say 3 days ago.
3 days ago. Saturday night when I synced at Abyss.
There it is.
Yes, in the Somnium world, we saw the frozen corpse of a girl. Question 2. Who is the girl?
We have no idea. Adrian?
Adrian? Adrian! No, of course not.
Yeah, that's a bit inappropriate. We know it's not Iris.
Huh? Are you serious? How did you come to that conclusion?
A virus?
A virus? She was way too big to be a virus. Take
Why?
this seriously, Date.
Why can't a virus be big? Alice.
Now I know. That girl was probably Alice.
Most likely, yes. So we have technically known Alice for 3 days. One last thing. The final question. In which Somnium did we see Alice?
Mizuki. I'm gonna say the other ones first. Well, we saw it in Mizuki and So's. Adrian?
Adrian!
What?
Rocky! Rocky!
But seriously, I am talking about the corpse.
And this is really not the time to be joking like that. Yeah. Iris? I know it wasn't.
Last night, you saw Alice's dead body in last night's sink. No, you didn't. Stop guessing.
It wasn't the dead body in So's.
I understand your logic. We did see Alice in So's Somnium. In that sense, your answer is not incorrect. However, I mean specifically Alice's frozen corpse. Whose brain were we synced to then?
Mizuki.
My roommate, Mizuki Okiura.
Exactly. You mentioned something about Mizuki's Somnium being some kind of prophecy. But prophecies are nonsense. Dreams are not made of the future. They are made from the past. Therefore...
Mizuki must have
Mizuki
seen...
has seen Alice before.
Yes.
there is no other explanation.
Aiba, where is Mizuki now?
Where we went with Iris yesterday, Ikume's shrine.
The shrine? Why would she be there?
Unknown. She is supposed to be looking for Iris.
Yeah. Maybe she went there to look for Iris.
Okay, let's go.
Date,
Did you find Iris?
if I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
What are you doing here?
Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things. Like what gluten-free means and eyelash extensions and aerial yoga. And
Aerial
we would
yoga?
talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk
Hey,
late into
Pickles.
the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here, but it looks like I was wrong.
Yeah, I thought you might have come here to look for her. I'm not doing too bad. It is starting to warm up. Thinking I might need to put my fan on soon. Getting pretty warm. Should have no idea where her dad is, so where's Renju?
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. That's probably Renju.
Yeah. I remember that mermaid girl saying something like that.
He was looking for Iris.
Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
Yeah, she doesn't know. Where's Ota?
I think he's searching Akihabara right now. Last time he checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
About Alice.
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you.
I told Mizuki about the frozen corpse we called Alice.
You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories. So that corpse... Mizuki, please, answer me.
It's a bit
Iris's
warmer
life
than
is at stake.
-4 Celsius here.
Huh? What do you mean?
What was... I told Mizuki everything. About how Renju ran off with the assassin 89. How 89 is connected to Sojima. And that Sojima is linked to Alice's murder.
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89. And that might lead me to Iris.
Mizuki looked down at her feet quietly. I could see agony in her face. The silence lingered. Finally, she steeled herself, lifted her head, and spoke.
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice. It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemnis Gate. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left. I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift, and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris.
So it was in the forklift at that point. So when we saw her on the table, someone took it out of the forklift, put it on the table for us to find it, and then put it back in the forklift after. I'm thinking Sojima might have taken it out of the forklift, put it on the table. We went in there, found the body, questioned him, and he had someone, while we were questioning him and syncing with him, put it back in the forklift. Did you talk to Renju about it?
What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything.
Yeah.
I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of somnia.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
What did you do after that? Actually, why didn't you call the police? Because I'm reckoning what did you do after that will move the conversation forward and the other one won't. And I'm certain she will say it's her dad. She didn't want her dad to get in trouble.
What was I supposed to do?
Or something like that.
Daddy would have been in trouble.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah.
Yep.
The corpse looked exactly like Iris.
It did.
I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't. So I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination.
But this also means that Hitomi, if I'm right with this dead lady in the forklift, is Iris's mum and was killed just after Iris's birth. This means Hitomi is not Iris's real mum. It also means that Hitomi may know what happened and agreed to look after Iris. About Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night, before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and
Yes?
I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born.
Oh.
After my grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else. I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think. But I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Yep.
Alice.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okiura Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse. And he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company. And the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
That's very, very fishy.
Hey, Mizuki. How long was he managing the warehouse?
For 18 years. That's what the man told me.
18
18
years.
years?
That lines up
That
with
long ago?
Iris's birth.
Yes.
Iba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her.
Iris is
The
18.
girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Monica Iwai, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. A
And-
graduate of Eitoku High School.
And that's why they look similar.
What?
Only a year apart.
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now. When I was young, I I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
Iris's real mum.
Alice's Monica. Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monica's body was found just now. But even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead.
Yep.
Aiba, where is Hitomi right now?
That's what I'm thinking.
At
She
headquarters
knew.
for questioning. MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
We've got more information. This is a bit of a twist. I'm thinking Monica is Iris's real mum.
You're awfully calm. You saw the corpse of your daughter today. You were called into the station to confirm her identity. And yet here you are, cool as a cucumber, even though you lost your precious daughter. Shall I guess why?
Because we know. How can Hitomi stay calm?
Because that body isn't Iris. And you know it.
Are you serious?
Yes. Her name is Monica Iwai. She was killed when she was 19. She went to the same high school as you, and she was your best friend. Isn't that right? Nothing to say for yourself? Hiding something? Maybe you killed her with Renju.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, now you're talking.
She's still pretty
But we know
calm
Renju
to...
committed a crime. Illegally disposing of a body. And we can prove it.
Why would Renju be questioned about dumping a body?
The cold storage warehouse where the body was found. It's been managed by Renju Okiura for almost 2 decades now. And witness testimony proves that he knew about the corpse there. And if I'm not mistaken, you knew about the corpse too, Hitomi. You and Renju have been close since high school. It's not too much of a stretch to think that he told you about the body. And I remember you telling me once.
When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
How did you know that she was dead?
I didn't.
Don't play dumb. I know you're hiding something. You know what happened 18 years ago. And you knew she was pregnant. You were her best friend. Of course you would have known.
Yeah.
Tell me. Tell me everything.
Date, she's not going to talk. Sync with her.
Date, I'm sure I've told you enough times by now, but please, come back within 6 minutes.
I can't promise you that, Pewter.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not coming back until I find something.
Date, you can't.
Why not?
You know why.
Because it will take over my consciousness?
Yes.
But if it's only a little,